Right, today we're going to see if we can get this tube made into a can crusher. So the idea is we're going to put a gas bottle on the bottom, a piston inside that I'm going to have to make, and when you fire the gas bottle, it's going to shoot like a spud gun and crush the can. Let's see if we can make it happen. Right, we've got two bits sanded and cut. We've got this little bit that's about 12 centimeters, and we've got this bit that's about 23 centimeters. So this is going to be the bottom bit that gets welded to the gas bottle. You then put the piston in here, weld that on top. We've got to cut out an opening for the can, weld a bit on top, and let's see how we get on. Standard can diameter is 6.6 centimeters. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our tape measure and we're going to mark 7 centimeters and 7 centimeters there, and let's mark a little bit there. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go a little further back just to make sure. Just put a line down here, put a line here. This is as good as I can do for a straight edge. Right, for this bit we're going to use the die grinder because I feel like I can be a little bit more accurate with it. Not that this really does need to be that accurate. Well, now what we're going to work on is we're going to work on chopping this grate off, and then after we've done that, we're going to try and cut out this centre bit so that this tube can get welded on there like that. Let's get to it. Right, now we've got to make the piston bit. So what we've got here is some, what's this, like 8mm plate, and we're going to try and plasma cut around this line here. So let's get the old torch. I've already drawn the line. I'm not very good with a plasma cutter, but this is going to be a lot faster than doing it with an angle grinder, and then we can make it look better after. Let's go for it. We got through our bit of plate, and it was a bit of a pain in the arse. We got a lot of slag on this. This is just a cheap plasma cutter that I'm using. Just going to get rid of this. Right, now what we've got to do is we've got to get our flap disc and just try and get, you're not going to see the line because of the camera angle, but I'm going to try and get as close to that line as possible without touching it, and then we'll do the finishing touches on the belt grinder. Right, we've cut the top off. I've just marked another white circle round, and we're going to use the die grinder now. Right, my phone is absolutely covered in these little sharp shards, and that's pissed me off a little bit, but the game's the game. So is my t-shirt. It's absolutely fucking full of it. Right, so I've taken the liberty of grinding the mill scale off of here and off of here and off this scaffold pole that I'm going to use as the sort of, it's going to be something like this, that's going to sit inside the tube as our plunger. Don't know if it's going to work, but we'll give it a go. So I'm just going to weld that on now. Okay, it's starting to come together now. This actually has worked. I didn't think it was going to, and slides quite freely in here. So now what we need to do is try and weld this bottom tube to this top one without making a lip in here. And then once we've done that, we can insert the bottom piece, put in a little strap so that the piston doesn't fall into the gas bottle. So we'll just weld a tiny bit of scrap metal there, and then we'll weld it to the gas bottle. Right, we've got our welder set to 2mm. Let's try and get a few tacks on. We are going to have to get a few tacks on the inside, I think, and then grind them off later. Right, I think that's as good as we're going to get. I think we just need to run a bead around this now. Oakley dokley, definitely not the best welding in the world. Right, it really feels like we're getting somewhere now. So I've ground down all this and it moves freely this way. It's a bit notchy going back that way, but it doesn't matter. This is not meant to be an efficient can crusher designed to bang out loads. This is just for a laugh. Anyway, so now that we've done that, what we need to do is weld down there, just because this will be on top of the gas bottle. We need to put in a little guard so that the piston can't fall back down and disappear forever. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark up a little bit of scrap that I found. Here's our bit of scrap. We're going to just touch that in there, line that there. That's where it needs to be cut. We'll cut this side of the line. Should be perfect. Right, we've cut a little bit. We're just going to tack that in place. So now, once we grind off them tacks, we'll have a stopper so that the piston can't fall out the bottom. Right, we've put our tube on top of our gas canister, so I think we're ready to weld that on now. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. If I am, we'll have to cut it back off, but I'm going to keep the welder set to 2mm. Let's just tack this on. Just made sure that the piston still fits inside, and luckily there she is down there. Right, it's the next day. Sorry about the shaky camera, the wife's stolen the gimbal. So what we need to do is we need to put a couple of holes in it now. So we need to do one for the gas intake with a nut. We need to do another one for the igniter to go in. And then we should be pretty much ready to test it. Well, actually, we need to put a plate on the end of that, but that should be easier now. Right, so I thought I'd just finish it off without doing it on camera because I didn't have the gimbal, but there wasn't too much to do. All I'd done was welded this top bit on. I drilled a 12mm hole and put this M10 nutsert in, and just this M10 bolt that I had laying about. So what this does is you spray your hairspray in there, or propane, whatever you're going to use. Over here we have the igniter, and the igniter needs an earth as well, so that is the whole setup here. That was basically it. Let's give it a run and see what happens. Right, so as you can see, I just used it. Yeah, it's a stupid idea. Nearly blew my shed apart. Don't really want to do it outside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it up now. Don't make one of these, is what I'm going to say. It's pretty stupid. It worked well. It crushed the can all right. But yeah, I think that the chamber is just too big. So you need to put in a lot of product for it to sort of go bang. Otherwise, it doesn't ignite. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. What I'm going to do is I've not given up on the whole idea. I'm going to make something actually a bit more sensible. So I'm going to cut this off here because I actually quite like the way that the rest of it turned out. We're going to get rid of the gas idea, and we're going to get a petrol engine, and we're going to make a can crusher out of a petrol engine. We're going to use this top bit as a magazine fill loading system, and then it should just automatically crush cans at a fast pace. This was only meant to be a bit of a laugh anyway. It was funny. Me and my dad done it. I stood outside the shed and then poked the wires through the shed so that this went off on the inside and I was stood on the outside. So yeah, it was quite funny, but got to know when to stop, and yeah, that's it really. So hope you enjoyed that video, and we'll see you in the next one. Again, don't build one of these. It was stupid. This is now going to get cut up.